It's another beautiful day in the city of Lagos. My name is Eclipse and this is The Road to Loma. It's not just any episode of Road to Loma. It's the finale of this season. And this time around, we're wrapping up in style. There's no better way to bring a close to the season while we get ready for the actual event without speaking to the person who is essentially the brain and the primary muscle behind all of this. Mr. Kingsley, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Eclipse, man. Thanks, Papa.
So for those people who don't know you, you have to
try.
introduce yourself like everybody else. Tell us your name.
All right, let me drop this leg down and talk. All right, so my name is Kingsley Onwukaeme. Kingsley Chisomaga Onwukaeme. For those who don't know that Chisomaga is part of it. Right, so my name is Kingsley Chisomaga Onwukaeme. Founder and project coordinator of Out of Home Academy Nigeria and Location Marketing Conference Awards Nigeria, and it's an honor to be at the Road to Loma.
I feel like unofficially we've made Road to Loma like my own domain. So where it's like when we're Loma, we're in your domain. But even the Road to Loma is still a leg of Loma. But I mean,
yeah,
it's fine.
Thank you.
It's fine. But I mean, I think that the interesting thing is we've had other guests on the show. First episode, we spoke to the amazing Ebisola, and she had a lot to share with us in terms of how the last event was. And I think that it's only fair, even though that's not what we want to speak about, to just, get your own view in terms of how you felt about it. It's been 1 year. So what's it been like for you? And how do you feel to be able to at least start the first one? Because the last time we were speaking, we're just about to have the event. But it's happened. So what was last Loma like for you?
I just fixated my eye one place. I'm just wrapping my head. Watching Bimbo talk about how see the excitement and the joy and the enthusiasm and everything around the vibe that Bimbo was putting out in the first edition episode. I was like, wow. So Loma is really something everybody has impacted people's lives, and I'm glad. And that's not even the more of the encouragement to put in more work.
Yes.
Because I've seen that even though it might not be everybody, but some people appreciate the efforts we are putting into this work. And that is reason why I said to myself, no matter what it is, the team, we cannot afford to drop the ball. We have to make sure we keep pushing because it's touching lives.
Absolutely, and I'll say kudos to you and everyone who's supported, the entire platform so far. Someone like Abimbola is an example of why we do what we do, and I think that it's a good time to also just say maybe a quick thank you to the sponsors from last year, because I feel like that was also a very influential moment.
I want to say a huge thank you to the sponsors we had last year. Absen, Polygon, Brookside. This is to speak from the global market. People who have not seen this happen before, but they believe in Nigerian markets, and they chose to support such initiative at the early stage.
Yeah.
And they put in their money and say, go ahead and do this thing. That's to tell you how much people see the potential in the Nigerian market.
True.
And so this is also a wake-up call for those that are in the local market. And we are within ourselves. So they say, prophet not get value for your land. Understand? But it tells you that people are seeing this. And I want to make something. Loma last year did something personal to me. Brought a value to me. And maybe, I don't know if I should say it here or not, but I had to find myself in a team that I never thought I would ever see myself in this life after the Loma, which means the world is watching Nigerian markets. And if we don't position well, nobody will do it for us.
Okay, so in a nutshell, the event opened doors for you personally.
For me personally, for the market,
for the brand,
and a lot of people. I have many people reach out every day asking about Nigerian markets because they've seen things. In fact, before I came here this afternoon, someone also chatted me about saying, I'm seeing what Loma is doing. You guys are doing great in the Nigerian market. Do not to find one someone from a friend from my New York, when he chatted me up, he said something. He said, I went through the pictures from the Loma event. That he said something. He said, I could see genuine happiness and joy in everybody's faces. He said it was more of a family get together than an industry event. That's what he said. Ooh. And that was really, I had to now go back to check through those pictures. I found out that, true, remember that day, we were telling people, keep quiet at the back. They don't really care whether you're giving Mr. A or Mr. B award. What everybody wants to do is that I've seen my people. We are here together. That is the networking, the collaboration, the opportunity to meet people you've not seen for years. Like Bimbo said during her episode I was watching, she said something. He said, COVID, after COVID, people couldn't longer go connect. Yes, so it's one about phone calls, but the Loma nights made it opportunity for everybody to come out in number and meet people you've not seen for many years. And that is it. But interestingly, the game has changed a little bit this year. Of course.
And I was gonna come to that because I think that's one thing that we've tried very hard to, keep our eyes on, figure out what our roadmap will always be, even behind the scenes, and have like iterations we want to make sure that there's always changes, there's things that make the event worth it each year. And this year we're trying to do things differently. And this entire episode is even centered around the fact that we want to discuss the things that are new this year. But before we talk about the things that are new in Loma, like we already know one of the things that was new while we rode to Loma was our Vox Pop session. And that segment is what we're going to go right into. And when we get back, we will talk more about what's new in Loma itself as a whole. But until then, you guys sit tight. Just enjoy this part and we'll be right here.
Yo, what's up? My name is Quiz, and of course, we're on the street of Lagos, just talking to beautiful people today about, outdoor traffics and, billboards. So I have this beautiful lady with me. What's your name?
Hi, I'm Dorcas.
Okay, Dorcas. So have you sat down to calculate or think about it? Like, how often do you find yourself outdoors?
Okay, all right. So, of course, I work. So I go out from Mondays to Fridays, and my weekend also I spend it out. So basically all the days of the week.
As you can see, we're outside. I'd like to know, how often do you go outdoors? How often are you out there?
Okay, 3 times a week. That's 3 days per week.
I'd like to know, how often do you, spend time outdoors on a daily basis?
Like, are you talking about going out?
Yeah, going out.
Every day.
You go out every day?
Every day.
So how often do you spend time, outdoors on a daily basis?
Well, I don't really go out often, but when I do, sometimes it takes longer than 6 hours, 8 hours.
6 hours, 8 hours?
Yes.
Typically, how many hours do you find yourself spending in traffic?
Okay. Right now we're on the mainland. If I have to go to the island back and forth, I know I've spent about 3-4 hours. The days I get to go out simply because of the traffic.
the longest in time I spend in traffic sometimes is 2 hours, and that is 2 hours and 30 minutes.
Like 3 to 4 hours. Like now I'm going to the island. I don't know how long it will take me to get to that place, and my appointment is by 2 p.m.
What would be the longest amount of time you've spent in traffic before?
Okay. I don't know. I've been in traffic for 4 hours before. Yes, I've been in traffic for 4 hours.
I believe you. Lagos is wild.
Yeah, I've been in traffic for 4 hours.
All right. When you're commuting, and you see like a billboard ad, does it get your attention?
Yeah, of course.
What would be the longest amount of time you've spent looking at an outdoor ad when you're commuting, or maybe just when you're like around one?
Because I'm quite inquisitive, so I might take my time if the bus is not moving. Like if I'm just like on the street like this, I'll take my time to know what is going on it. But if it's like a bus, I might just try to get the name, then maybe go on their social media to see what's happening.
If you have to put a time to it, I think personally, I've looked at a billboard ad for like maybe 4 minutes before, because I want to get the information on it. I've done like 4 minutes before. How many minutes do you think you've spent before looking at one?
Well, it depends on the content, actually. So if it's something that actually gets my attention, let's say 4 minutes, 5 minutes.
4 minutes, 5.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's something that actually gets my attention. But if it's not, I'll just glance through and pass by.
What is the longest time you've ever spent looking at a single billboard? Like when you see like a billboard, all these big billboards and stuff. What's the longest time you spent looking at one before because it got your attention?
Let me see. 30 to 45 minutes. 30 to 45 minutes.
It's a long time. I'm talking about a billboard, like this billboard that you see by the expressway or on your street. Not a video playing billboard, like those billboard designs.
Like this billboard design. It's only sometimes when there's traffic. When I see the design on it, see that I do admire it, but sometimes when it doesn't look so meaningful, I do remove my eyes.
Okay. So probably you probably will spend like maybe 5 minutes looking at a billboard.
Something like that. Yes, like if I'm going now, if I see there's a particular billboard I do see there, so I do admire it very well because it's looking the design and all that. Because I'm into photographing and creative, so it's always making sense to me.
Let's go, man.
There is this advert. I don't know, but it features the video on it. So most times I look whenever I'm passing and see that kind of the billboard featuring that advert. Even when the vehicle is moving, I will tend to like fix my attention. I don't know the product, but the fact that the video appears on it, that's what draws my attention.
What if it's an advert that has Osimhen or Mbappe? Like football advert.
Yes, like there is one around Ladipo that features Real Madrid's players.
Okay. So how many minutes have you spent looking at an ad before? How long?
I have not been able.
You've not thought about it. 2 minutes, 5, 4, 1.
That was between 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes, fair.
Yes.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, bro.
It depends if I'm static at that particular location, but if on the move, a minute or two, and you will catch me looking back to still continue if I can still catch.
Which means that billboards get your attention.
Yes, it does. I'm not able to say if it's because I'm observant. I like to look around. I like to know what's going on here, what's going on there. So, and if it's colorful, it depends on what is being displayed though.
So let's say 2 to 3, 4 minutes.
Yes, please. Yes, absolutely.
Maybe 20 minutes, I think.
Okay.
That's the longest.
That 20 minutes will be that maybe you're probably stuck in traffic.
Yes. 20 minutes max.
20 minutes.
Yes, then I'm distracted again. Yes.
If
I have my phone, at least.
Right.
I'll be checking my phone for something.
Longest time.
Yeah.
Just 3 minutes.
3 minutes.
Yes, nah.
Okay, depending on the speed I drive, basically it takes maybe 5 seconds to 7 to 8.
What if you're not driving?
If I'm not driving, at most I could just, at least for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, at least I get to see what I need to see there. Most of the time, the billboard is not what's captivating, it's the content you share.
Exactly.
You understand? So when you have a content that is captivating enough, that gives you that kind of feeling like you're somewhere else sometimes, and brings out a lot of creativity. You know, so, you got to spend a lot of time watching it over and over again.
Do you think billboards are effective?
It's effective. Basically, if they're placed in more strategic zones, it's effective. If you have it in areas where you have a lot of congestion with traffic, and then, like I said, you have what it takes, the flavor itself is there. The content shouldn't be boring content. Shouldn't be everyday thing we get to see. Let it give us the wow effect. Trust me, that billboard will be always a lookout for whenever you get into that point.
It never ceases to amaze me. I mean, regardless of where we are, whether we're anywhere we are in Nigeria, it feels like people are essentially the same in terms of their outlook, their, just response to things. But I'll let the Vox Pop conversation sit, on its own. And I want us to just talk a bit more, like we promised, in terms of what we're doing differently this year. One of the things I think is our biggest standout is the structure of the event. We had a 1-day event last year. Now we have 2 days. Yep. Some people are wondering, like, what's going on? So there's no better person to ask than you. Kingsley, what's going on? Why do we have 2 days event this time around?
Well, it's important. A lot of work has gone into it, but it's important that we have 2 days events because we have where we're supposed to discuss industry issues as it ought to be. Remember the first day we had just an hour to discuss and it wasn't enough to cover the topic on ground.
Yeah.
Then before we went into the award night. So we chose to say, no matter how tough it's going to be, let's take the conversation to a different day.
Yeah.
Let people come, discuss issue. And that is where we have 2 days events, 27th and 28th. So the first day is the conference, while the second day is the award night. So 27th is a Friday. So the whole of Friday from 8 a.m. registration starts and we close out by 4 p.m. or thereabout. Let's discuss a topic that is a theme that is important to the industry and also to an industry that is also important too, and that is what we call unlocking the power of out-of-home advertising in building Nigerian entertainment industry. So it's important for us to unveil and reveal to the world and show the industries the role and the power of OOH in the marketing mix. Because we are very, very instrumental. I've been in meetings where people always put us at the back, forgetting that we have. If you hear Mr. Felix during episode 2 that he was speaking, I was watching, he said something. He said, there's character, which gives you the opportunity to elaborate and put around many of things. And this character will begin to do it. In fact, that's what he said interestingly, that I said, this animation and character goes beyond just digital to static, which is where we do 2D die cut and rest and like, cut out and rest and like. And if you don't put this, if you're not intentional about this during your brief and your strategy, you won't be able to achieve this kind of executions. So there's an important role that OOH plays in
and the understanding of that role. I get you.
Important. So this is where we need to begin to position and speak about this role we play as how it affects different industry. And this year we have chosen to speak around the entertainment industry.
So we have the conference which we have christened OOH for this year. So and we have the Loma Awards which are happening, the very next day in the evening. So what is new with Loma Awards? I think we have new categories. So some of the content we've been seeing. Why was it important that we had new categories added?
So it's important that we because what we're trying to do is to set standards, charge people and challenge people to do better. And when they do better, you also set a reward for that. Like last year, we charged people to say, get there and do some programmatic work. As you can see, this year we introduced a category that's called programmatic digital OOH programmatic innovators. So that is a new category we've added. We found that people also trying their hands to build some technology that will solve out-of-home problems. And that's why we also added a category that talked about the OOH AdTech innovators. So we've added these different categories to make sure it covers some of the new effort people are putting in the industry. And interestingly also, we also paid more attention to the executions brands are doing on out-of-home. Those who are doing well. That's why we have some outstanding campaigns. So we have a standing campaign for different industry sectors, just to make sure that we recognize that you are doing well in your sector, using out-of-home effectively in communicating to the audience, and also delivering at the pace and at the right way you should be able to. So that is why we had to create different categories to cover for these and many other categories we added, like the auditors, monitoring agencies, and rest other.
Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. I feel like we have like a unique edition this year. So with the add-ons, with everything. So we went from 1 day events, we have a 2 day events, we have new categories, which also means more opportunities for people to stand a chance to win. And I think that also deepens, our commitment towards encouraging and rewarding effort in, unique, interesting spaces. But for the sake of the people who enjoyed the refreshments, what is new in the refreshments? Please don't answer that.
I'll answer it because the last refreshment came in last. So, and when I was appreciating those who have supported this program, I can't fail to appreciate some other global brands, because I mentioned all the global brands.
Yeah.
Many outdoor companies also have. In fact, I don't want to mention them, so look as if I'm favoring one person. Someone, before you even start, they say, take this money and go and book for the hall first. And I don't want my name. In fact, I went to meet someone to say, please, we want a partnership in this space. He said, please don't mention my name. But take this.
Yeah, but maybe as a kudos to the ones we can mention. Maybe a few names, because we said some of the names internationally, so let's say some names locally.
Okay, so
like for sponsorship and
so I wouldn't want to. Let me just the one I can mention. Okay, so we have a lot of them. We have Fulham has been there for us. We have from the brand side, Diageo has been there for us. Even though people don't want to see them visible, no matter how small, Diageo has been there for us, right? Then John Breeze has been there for us, right? Even in their little capacity, and we're encouraging other. Also, Wild Turkey, and if you see last year, Wild Turkey they had to come in fully and set up, and they did fantastic work to make the event more memorable. So this is why I'm encouraging other brands like Penalty Card, asking them support. We're not asking financially right now. Your products, let our people have a good night, because these guys are the people putting your campaign out there. Let them have a good night. That's a good evening and enjoy themselves. So we have across the media owners, we have a lot of them who are supported, like I mentioned. So I don't want to start, like I said, I'm trying to be careful not to mention the media owners part, so that it doesn't look at
Yes, you don't know. Of course. We absolutely get that. But I think I'll be speaking for a lot of people when I say thank you so much, Kingsley, because the courage that you've had to do this has meant so much to a lot of people who have worked extensively in the OH space, never really felt like they were seen or recognized, never got a chance to at least even have their own voices or their stories told. I think we're starting to see that, and I believe that we're hoping that even more people follow in your footsteps, because it's not a mission that one man alone will
not
be
at
able
all.
to take on.
Please, in fact, I'm calling on another person to join me. There's a lot of gaps. Void we need to fill. There's a lot. If you observe very well, most of us out there will know that our boardroom is suffering because there's more attention paid towards conferences and the Loma conversation and other workshops. We need more people to support. Let us get these things going.
Something I think would be important to talk about also is, like, in terms of the conference that we have, that's it's a full day. There are a lot of conversations, and now we're overlapping with how the OAH mix, plays a strong role in the entertainment space. Who are some of the people we're expecting to connect with? Because now I think that the conference presents a unique opportunity for us to both OAH practitioners to make their case to the broader market and sort of help other industries see the value, at the same time help us network outside of our own immediate space with people who also are potentially clients who may not truly understand our value but get a better chance to connect.
Okay, I think one of the things we started doing is that we're also having speakers from different industries as well. Okay, one of the things also that is important I want us to bring out is that I think we have Elo from Nigerian Breweries. That's the portfolio manager of non-alcoholic beverages, right? So because if you look very well, Amstel has been supporting the film industry for years.
Very true.
Through MVCA. Now, that she's coming to speak about it, say this is what they've seen in that space, why they're pushing as a brand, supporting the entertainment industry. How can this collaboration come into the media space? That is why she did to give us a case study of Amstel. She will speak on that. We have Abisoye Orie from FC Wamco. She's coming on board to speak on also in terms of that role that brands play. Because if you remember that's Papilo. Yeah. So these guys are over years. The brand has been pushing.
That's true.
The sports space.
Yeah,
right?
shaped
now,
culture.
Beyond just those brands, we We have
I saw from your list of confirmed speakers that you have Tamu Nosaki Romeo from Maven.
Yeah, Maven. Yeah, she's coming in.
That's
It is Joshua
interesting.
Yamu from Audio Mark is coming as well.
That's
We
interesting.
have Amobi Ezaku from the CEO of Rangers Football Club. Yeah, all the way from He's coming in, so he wants to see what even Godwin of the broadcast journalist and sports analyst. Yeah. He's coming also to look at how can we bridge that gap between to marry and collaborate as out of home industry and the entertainment industry. So sports there, movie there, comedy there, and even your what's this streaming at the same time. So how do we marry this?
One thing that I think that's becoming clear to me is that, in the previous episode I spoke with Mr. Felix, who talked a lot about the OAH advancements and innovations, and a lot of it had to do with things like entertainment, new tech, things that feel to me that creative minds, especially within the entertainment space, can help drive and leverage also. So it feels like this is why these sort of unions are very important. This is why, looking at the speakers that we have lined up, looking at the topics, looking at everything sort of, you can't miss this Loma. You can't miss the conference. You can't miss the award night. And I think that it all comes full circle. We talk from what happened last year, and now we're seeing where the trends are going. And now we're seeing that this year, Loma is on track to also support and encourage these innovations and push the boundaries. And I think that that's amazing. So, I nothing else but, since we're in my domain, I'll say thank you for stopping by.
Thank you for inviting me. Oh my God.
Well, absolutely. But I would just say that it's been a great run. It's always been my pleasure to have these conversations, rub minds with really intelligent people that are mostly within the OH space, but more importantly, they represent the hardworking people that make an entire industry function. And with that, I'd like to say thank you guys for sticking around. I want to see you at Loma. I want to see you at the conference. I want to see you at the award nights. And it's been an absolute pleasure. My name is Nkasiobi Chukwu, or Eclipse Nkasi, and good night.